Hello, welcome to Old Nerd Buys Comic Books, episode 5. I'm going to do a bit of a live unboxing this time around, right after I have a sip of my apple cider vinegar and water out of my Haas's 40th anniversary glass. Terrible. But that's what us old nerds got to drink to help with our digestion, you know what I mean? Yeah. This is a couple different lots from one seller, and I made offers on I think there's 4 different lots in here, and I made offers on all 4 and then got combined shipping, so I ended up getting a pretty good deal on them. Now the thing is, what kind of condition I was in. That's what I want to know, because they might not be in great condition. She had some other lots with some really cool stuff, and a lot of them I wanted to make offers on, but the condition wasn't that great. So hopefully I picked the comics that actually have that are actually in good shape. But let's see. All right, got some Action Comics and got some Captain Canucks. Let's see what kind of shape these are in. I love how everybody does their packing on eBay. Everybody's got their own way. I've got my own way. Everybody's got their own way of packing up stuff on eBay. It's pretty interesting. Okay, let's look at this. So, Action Comics number 600, anniversary issue, big, huge, thick issue done by a whole bunch of different creators. Looks like it's pretty good shape. I bet you that's a very fine anyway. Very fine plus. All right, and then some of the Action Comics weeklies that happened in '88 or '89. John Byrne came to DC to do Superman right after the Crisis on Infinite Earths storyline rebooted basically the DC universe. And he did like a year or 2 on Action Comics and on Superman. And then he left and went back to Marvel, I guess because Jim Shooter was gone, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, I don't think he was happy at DC doing Superman, even though when he first went there, he was quite happy about it. But after a year or 2, he left, and Action Comics for, I don't know, 6 months or so came out every week. And they became an anthology. So this one has Blackhawk, Nightwing, Superman, Black Canary, Green Lantern. This is a team from DC that I don't remember the name of. But so there's a couple issues of these in there, which I'm curious to check out. Captain Adam's story by James Owsley. Oh, Mark Bright did the art on this. Mark Bright's awesome. I love Mark Bright ever since he did the solo Avengers for Marvel, starring Hawkeye. That was a cool comic. It always had 2 stories in it. The main story was Hawkeye, and then one of the other Avengers got a backup story. But that's what this one and this one are both the bi-weeklies. This one's a bi-weekly. That's Blackhawk. And then the bi-weekly ended, and it reverted to just a Superman's title. And George Perez took over. He wrote and drew it for the first few issues after it started up again as a monthly. And so there's a few of them in here. Not in great shape. It's got a price tag on it. Got some spine ticks. But this, I think, will go in my little store downtown in the consignment shop. I'll put these in the $4. I'll put these out for $4, and I always do buy 4 get 1 free. So you buy 4 at $4, you get 1 free, and I'll put these out in that. There's one the Brainiac trilogy. the 650th issue. #651. I think this is the first appearance of this character, Maxima. Some woman, some alien woman from another world, and wants to repopulate her people with Superman, her and Superman. So I think that's the story anyway. I guess starring Batman. And then a few issues after George Perez left the title. Roger Stern was writing them then at this point, I think. Or here, William Messner-Loebs wrote this one. This doesn't say who wrote it on the cover, but this one does. This is the latest issue that I have by Stern. So Roger Stern wrote these. Roger Stern's a great writer. So these will mostly go to my store, my little store downtown. Captain Canuck. Let's see what kind of shape these are in. I need, I think, one issue of Captain Canuck, and I will have the whole original run. Let's see, what am I missing from Captain Canuck? I am missing issue number 10. Let's see if issue number 10 is in here. Right here's number 11, right on top. This is number 11. The first summer special. These look like they're in decent shape. These Captain Canuck comics were, it's not uncommon to find them in bad condition. I think the paper quality on these was a little low. These are the last few issues. Unfortunately, number 10, the only issue that I'm missing, is not amongst them. But anytime I find Captain Canuck cheap and in decent shape like these are, I grab them. I dig the character. I haven't read them yet, but I think it's neat. He looks like Vindicator from Alpha Flight. Alpha Flight's Canadian, Vindicator's Canadian. Captain Canuck looks like Vindicator. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if it kind of copied that. I don't know if it... I think Captain Canuck came out before Alpha Flight. Maybe slightly, though. Only slightly. I'm not sure what the timeline is there, but it's interesting to me that John Byrne from Canada creates Alpha Flight and Vindicator, and Captain Canuck is from Canada, created in Canada, and they look so much alike, and they came out nearly around the same time, so it's kind of neat. All right, let's see. Now here's a West Coast Avengers lot, John Byrne issues. The Scarlet Witch type storyline, Vision of the Scarlet Witch, that a lot of the Disney Plus TV show is based on. The John Byrne West Coast Avengers run. Here's number 47. Annual number 4, tie into Atlantis Attacks. Awesome John Byrne cover. I think he draws the interior as well, maybe even writes it. Annual number 6, part of the Subterranean Wars. I do not know who the creative team is on this one. But here we are back to the John Byrne run on West Coast Avengers. That one looks like it's in pretty nice shape. Not seeing a lot of creases on the spine. An homage to Fantastic Four number 1 cover. Again, it looks like it's in nice shape. It's the direct edition because it has Spider-Man instead of the barcode. So it means this was sold in a comic shop, and this was sold in probably a supermarket or a 7-Eleven or something. That looks in nice shape. That looks in nice shape. These are the ones that are worth more, the newsstand ones with the barcodes. They're worth more because of the fact that they were sold in a supermarket, so they weren't as well taken care of. If you went into a comic book shop and bought your comics, they were taken care of by a comic shop owner that loved comics, and they were bought by a comic book collector who loved comics, so they had a better chance of staying in good condition. So that's why these are worth more than these, even though they're the same thing basically. These are in really nice shape. I'm happy with these. These are really good. These will probably still go into my little store for $4 a pop, but the deal that I got on them and the condition they're in, I'm I'm good with that. I'll make a little bit of money if they sell. If they sell. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of the West Coast Avengers from the John Byrne run. Scarlet Witch stuff. Does not have the key issue where she goes bad. I forget what issue number that is. What issue number is it that happens in? I think it happens in 56 or 55. So usually that's what happens in these lots is somebody's already pulled the keys out. The ones that are worth money, they always get pulled out and then they sell the rest. They dump the rest of them in one big lot. And that's probably what this person did too. But like I said, the price was right to get a bunch of good shape John Byrne issues of West Coast Avengers. And last but not least, Men of War. I'm trying to put together a run of this in nice shape. These are hard to find in good condition. Any DC war comic is hard to find in good condition. It's just, it's like little boys bought them and handing them around to all their friends at recess, and they got destroyed. So it's hard to find like Sergeant Rock or The Unknown Soldier. The Unknown Soldier, I'm trying to put together a run of that as well. Men of War, far more unheard of than the previous two I just mentioned, but came out around the same time, had a lot of the same creative people working on it, like Joe Kubert, who did this cover. But let's see, I'm missing some of these. Which one of these am I missing? I'm missing 2, 8, 10, 11, 12. What do we got? Oh, these are later issues. So I'm missing from number 20 up. So I'm missing this issue. So now I've got that one to put in my forever collection. It's this one. It doesn't look like it's in great shape. It's got a lot of creases and crinkles down through there. It's got a chunk of the cover missing right there. That's all right. Number 26, about in the same shape. Okay, now we got to flip. Number 7. Was I missing number 7? I was not. I already have this issue, but this copy's in really bad shape. This one's really had a rough life. And here's number 8. I am missing number 8. And this one's not in bad condition compared to the last one. That one's pretty nice. Not bad. How does it look back here? It's all right. It's a little dented right there. Somebody must have dropped it on its corner. But yeah, pages are pretty white. So who's the creative team on this? Roger McKenzie wrote it. Dick Ayers and Romeo Tanghal did the art. Paul Levitz was the editor at this time. Here's number 14. Am I missing 14? I am missing number 14. And this one's in pretty good condition. This one doesn't look bad. It's a good looking one. And we're back to 21. This one ain't bad. I am missing number 21. I am missing number 22. This one doesn't look too bad. Not too bad. Oh, got another one's bonus one stuck on the back of this one. Gotta peel them apart. And number 23. I'm missing that one as well. That one's a little rougher looking right there. I don't know if you can see it. But that one's a little rough around the staples. Not bad though. So there's my buying comic books, episode 5. I got Men of War. I got Action Comics. I got West Coast Avengers. I got Captain Canuck. So it was a pretty good haul. I forget what I paid for it. I don't think I paid much more than $1 a comic in this lot. So I did pretty well. And that includes shipping. So if anybody's got any tidbits of info on any of these books I bought, like their value or the story behind them, please comment that down below. I always love to find out any kind of trivia or history about the comic book industry, the stuff I grew up with back in the 80s especially. Other than that, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Stick around for more comic book videos. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.